Alright, y'all, for this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my application. You're going to need your monomer jar, your acrylic brush, and some monomer. I'm going to be using the Young Nails monomer. You could use whatever monomer you have. It doesn't necessarily have to be this one. I don't think it makes a difference, but to each their own. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this up. I use about that much per client. If I need a little bit more, then I add more, but that's the base that I start with. So after that, I like to go in and just like clean my brush. I let it soak in before they get here, so I'll just set it up, have it in the jar, and just let it soak for about like 15 minutes. I'm using just a regular tip to show you guys. I feel like if I show you guys on my finger, I'm bound to get out of frame, and I just don't want to do that. So alright, I dip my brush, I make sure it's soaked, I clean off from the belly down, and then I pick up a bead. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I go ahead and I place it and I hold. I don't automatically let it go, just hold. I clean my brush while I wet it, and I start going in. Make sure to clean your brush. It's gonna make a difference. Mine still has a little bit of acrylic in there, if you can tell, but it's fine. And that's how I get one bead, and that's just one. You see how smooth it is. After that, I'd go in with the cuticle bead, which I'm going to show you guys right now. For my clients, I do use 2 beads only, so one being for the length and the other for the cuticle. So I dip, repeat that step, and then instead of going in flat, I go in at an angle and make sure I just get acrylic with this part of my brush. So once again, dip, and then I tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I drain, right? I drain my brush, and then I go ahead and place it, and I go tap, tap. I make sure I tap it into the cuticle. You don't want to blend it just yet, just make sure it's covering everything, and then I just swipe. So now I'm going to show you guys using a different tip, just so you guys can see again. Alright, so we're going to do it again, okay? So we're going to dip. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you place it, hold, let it go, and then go in and start tapping it. You don't want to swipe it. If you swipe, you're just pretty much going to get rid of all the product you just put on there. So just tap it into place. It shouldn't dry up super fast. If it starts to dry up, then you can start swiping and actually trying to move it, but for the most part, you should just be able to tap it into place. I've been doing nails for about 2 years, so I also think that me just being around nails and doing them every day, it just made a difference. So I would highly suggest just practicing and perfecting your craft for sure. Now we're going to go in with the second bead, which would be, like I said, the cuticle bead. So halfway, like that, and then we're going to drain it, place it. You don't want to place the cuticle bead right underneath the cuticle. You want to put it a little bit of distance apart so that you can push it into the cuticle. because if you put it real close to the cuticle, you're gonna flood your client's cuticles and you don't want to do that. So yeah, just put it a little bit under and then work your way into it and then start brushing. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys on a real client. So this is me putting on the first bead. As you can see, I'm just tapping it. I'm not swiping it, just tapping it into place. Then just cleaning that up before I go in with my cuticle bead. In with my cuticle bead, and as you can see, I don't place it too close to the cuticle just so I can have room to push it in place, making sure that everything is sealed. And that's pretty much it. That's how I do my application. Let me know if I answered all your guys' questions, and if I didn't, make sure to drop them down below. Another thing you guys wanted to know was how I set up to record, and this is how I set up. So I use this pink phone stand. It's linked in my Amazon storefront. You guys can get it from there, but I just place it like this. I put my phone in there and I make sure that I'm in the frame at all times. Thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe for the next upload.